here, and today I have something a little different to share with you. I'll be talking a bit about Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. Now, this is a collection of poetry that's divided into 4 different sections. We have the hurting, the loving, the breaking, and the healing. This contains shorter poems as well as longer poems, and it also has some stunning artwork done by the author herself. So I'll be sure to leave a link to Rupi Kaur's official website in the description box down below. That way, if you are interested in maybe checking out some of her other work, like videos and photography, well, it'll be nice and easily accessible for you. Now, I've never been the biggest poetry fan. I think the only poems that I've really read were always in the context of courses at school, and as such, I never really got into it because of all the analyzing and the essay writing that went along with the reading. But I first heard about this collection over on Ariel Bissett's channel. I'll link her down as well. And when I was in the bookstore one day, I started flipping through the pages, reading some of the poems, and I was instantly hooked. I just really connected with Rupi Kaur's writing. So let me just say that I am by no means a poetry expert. This is just my little thoughts that I thought I'd share on Milk and Honey with you. So like I mentioned, this collection of poetry is separated into 4 different sections. We have the hurting, the loving, the breaking, and the healing. And each of the poems relate to one of the themes. I felt like the flow between the poems was just very fluid and very natural as we were reading through the 4 sections. It kind of felt like Rupi Kaur was telling a story, even though they're all just isolated poems that were selected for this collection. I have to admit though that my least favorite section was probably the hurting, although it by no means deterred my overall enjoyment of the collection. Another reason I think why I like this is it made poetry seem a lot more accessible, if that makes sense. It wasn't all flowery and symbolic to the point where you find yourself questioning what the actual meaning of the poem is or what the author was trying to convey through the writing. I felt like Rupi Kaur's writing was straight to the point, yet it was still lyrical. Another fun aspect is that there's very little to almost no punctuation within her poems, and so as a reader I was able to kind of dictate the rhythm and the pacing, how I read the poems, and I like to kind of experiment because sort of the feel of the poem changed depending on how you read it, and I thought that was kind of fun. I don't know if that makes any sense. Lastly, I think the main reason why I love this collection so much is that I could relate to it on such a high level. I know these poems are probably very personal to the author, but I couldn't help but imagine myself, and these were very pertinent to what was going on in my own life at the same time, so I thought that was fun. And I also like how her poems touch a bit on femininity and about loving yourself and how you should never let anyone dictate how you think about yourself or how you feel about yourself, and that no one should make you feel like you are less than what you are. So I thought that was a nice point and definitely, you know, empowering to read about. And yeah, as I was reading a poem, I'd think to myself, this is definitely my favorite poem, and then I would flip the page and think like, no, this is my new favorite poem. So all in all, just to say, I definitely adored Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I give it 5 out of 5 stars, and I definitely recommend it to everyone, even if, like me, you don't think that you're into poetry. I think this is a nice kind of way into the genre. And by reading this, not only did I want to kind of explore more of Rupi Kaur's own work, but maybe discover some other contemporary poets. And so if ever you do have recommendations, feel free to flood the comments down below. I'd appreciate it greatly. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye!